Hello, I'm Carol Thomas and I work in the Secretariat of the Council of European Municipalities and Regions. Local and regional governments have a key responsibility for delivering essential public services and improving the lives and well-being of their communities. These services range from the provision of schools and housing, health and social care, waste collection and street lighting, to public transportation and fire and police services. Ensuring that these public services are well run and delivered effectively requires huge public investment. This is particularly important as local and regional governments rebuild and recover in the face of recent crises, and as we support communities and help local businesses prepare the green and digital future we seek to put in place. We know that in 2021, local and regional governments were responsible for 55% of public sector investment. The Recovery and Resilience Facility is the main funding instrument of the European Union's recovery plan, worth €675 million of grants and loans available to member states. The question is, what has been the experience of local and regional governments since the implementation of the Recovery and the Resilience Facility and the accompanying national recovery plans? Let us hear from some of CEMR's place-based leaders on their experiences of the Recovery and Resilience Facility and the national recovery plans to date.
There are really good things in it for the municipalities. There are programs about municipalities without town halls, about digitalization, some things about lifelong learning, Blue Deal, things about cycling.
So I must say that the beginning was really promising, and altogether 14 different regions joined and made their own plans. And definitely, I must say that the RRF seems to be a catalyst for the bigger change.
The federal government decided to integrate our national investment package into the RRF. While there were some aspects that helped found housing and public transport, the measure that helped local governments was the compensation of lower revenues in business taxes for municipalities.
There's a lot of money, but there's not a lot of time. So the problem with it is that sometimes you have to be that quick that it's impossible for our government and for our local governments to sign in.
Actually, the investments made are doing a good job, but there's a lack of communication, so perhaps the regions don't feel them as if they are helpful.
The majority of the funds were not directed at the local governments. Apart from that, I can say that the funds were certainly helpful.
We have programs on e-inclusion, we have a program on local energy and climate pact, we have programs on infrastructure for bike and for cycling, we have things about digitalization.
First of all, huge investments in the grid network in order to make the green transition true. As we know, it's really crucial. The second one was in my city, city of Hämeenlinna, in the Iittala Fiskars factory, where there was 2.8 million investment in order to make the glass in a more sustainable way.
In terms of funding to enhance the energy efficiency of buildings owned by local authorities, the German plan foresees a total investment of 55 million euros for pilot projects. Much more money will be spent on the digitalization of the national rail services and investment programs for car manufacturers.
We have a plan called DigiStroom, and it's a plan to create access to civilians, to smartphones, computers, but also to workshops, how to learn about digitalization, how to work with computers, how to work in our new area with digitalizations.
All the investments that are being financed or are to be financed through this vehicle, RRF, they are a catalyst for this bigger transition.
I think the RRF was a way to spend money fast, not the best way to spend the money sustainable. And at this point, it will be almost impossible to change the outcome given that the funding priorities have been agreed. And frankly, I don't expect the funds to help local authorities in the long run.